This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised. We are the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday. You know what that means. It's not Nudie Magazine Day.
Is it Free Comic Book Day?
It's not Free Comic
last
Book Day.
weekend.
Damn it.
You know, we keep bringing up Penis Inspection Day, but it's never actually happened. Is that maybe today?
No.
Oh, okay.
Can it be?
I'm always ready.
I'm feeling really strong today.
We could
I feel
we could put Penis Inspection Day and Nudie Magazine Day in the same day, and it'll work out.
Yeah, because you'll look at the magazines, you'll get a little excited, and then
Bam.
you get inspected.
Penis
You're
Inspection.
feeling pretty good down there.
I'm feeling long and strong and dad to get the freaky shit on.
Oh
Bam.
my.
I get out of the shower and I'm looking pretty good. All the way from my chest pubes down to my ball fro.
Full of Peter Griffin. I see you.
And then she grabs me by the wiener. Shut the fuck up!
I'm gonna throw up this nice, lovely meal. You're not gonna throw up.
I specifically said I wanted chicken.
Or no, doesn't he say I said no salmon?
Oh, yeah.
I said it 3 times.
I said no salmon. I said it 3 times.
This wedding is bullshit.
But no, it's podcast day. My name is Eddie Lyon, and I still got to watch one more of these motherfuckers. God.
Yeah, you do.
God
Yeah,
damn
you
it.
do.
With me, as always, is Derek Reese.
Potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Nick Lewis.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
And our returning guest, Filmore McLaurin.
But my lord, there is no such force.
Nick, you vaguely sounded like one of Marge's sisters. Meat's back on the menu, boys.
It's like meat's back on the menu, Homer.
Cole couldn't be with us. He has got the Mother's Day mud butt. And we are the Nerd Corporation. Welcome to episode 216. These are not for eating. We are going to be reviewing Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. We welcome back our guest, Filmore. Filmore, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what your main nerd thing is, and any other little gems you want to share.
Oh, where do I begin? I believe I was born on a Wednesday in 1985. No.
The dude fell on the grass that morning.
Plenty of times. No, I'm a 40-year-old nerd. I love a lot of nerd things like video games, movies, comics, music, building model kits. For instance, this little beauty I'm building right now.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
You know, one of the benefits of working at a toy company for almost 8 years.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just like going out, like hanging with friends. Also like my own solitude from time to time.
Hell yeah.
Just trying to live my life to its fullest, enjoy myself.
Yep. Fun fact, me and Fillmore have been friends since the 6th grade.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say the 60s.
Sure as fuck feels like it.
Yeah, I mean, grew up goofing off in class, talking about Simpsons and Mad TV and, things of that nature.
We used to acapella wrestling themes to each other to see who would guess them.
Nice.
It was pretty funny, man. It's been a fun time. This Fillmore is the friend that I told y'all that when we linked up again, thought I had died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've received some bad news from a friend of ours who told me that he heard that he died, and I was devastated. But then he popped up out of nowhere, like, what the hell?
No, man.
I'm like, bro, I thought you
Just
died.
I should
And
have
I gave
fucking
him the
played
turned
along
off
and
biggest
like
took
a
it
hug.
back.
bad penny.
Right?
I gave him the biggest hug when I saw him in person. Like, man.
I was like, I should have fucked with him. I should have been like, it's me back from the grave.
Just
How
keeps
how
coming
did
back.
how did it feel to have your first death hoax?
Right?
Right? It
Oh,
was it
man.
was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
I mean,
The-
normally only
You should have been like,
celebrities
I
get
did.
those.
I died, but I got better.
yeah,
What was that one Simpsons episode? Father so and so, I thought you died. I was.
it was. Before we head into it, I just wanted to uh talk about a recent death that we heard as of the day of this recording. The legendary Sabu has passed away at what was it, 60?
60.
Yeah. So, if y'all don't know who Sabu is, you're not a big wrestling fan. He's was one of the biggest staples in ECW during its time. I mean, this
That
dude was,
man, that man did some things.
yeah, he was one of the coolest hardcore high flyers I'd ever seen on during then, you know what I mean? So, rest in peace to Sabu, and the corporation sends condolences to his friends and family. Let me just
No
pull
one
it
threw a chair like he did
up for real.
at someone's face.
Pure
Was he
online.
part of the family, or did you just throw that in?
Well, no, he used to do that thing where he would,
Oh, that's right.
you know,
I thought you were doing like the
Yes.
the bloodline.
Roman Reigns. Yeah.
No, that would be like straight up.
Yeah.
So, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, directed by Peter Jackson. We talked about him in the last episode. Writers J.R.R. Tolkien, Fran Walsh, and it just says and others. We have the cast, of course, Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Orlando Bloom, Billy Boyd. We also have Kate Blanchett, who plays what is her name?
Galadriel.
Galadriel.
Galadriel. Um,
Thought you were gonna say Galactus.
she played Carol aired in Carol, Jasmine in Blue Jasmine. Um, she was Daisy in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Recently, she was in Black Flag, Disclaimer, and she was Lilith in the Borderlands movie. We have Christopher Lee as Saruman, Sir Christopher Lee. He was Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones.
Last week, he's one of the scientists in Gremlins, too.
Yeah,
The mad scientist.
he was. Um, he was in the Lego Hobbit game.
That's right. They did voices for those games
Mhm.
from that point.
He also made a metal Christmas album.
Oh yeah, you were saying that in the last episode.
Yeah, it's really cool actually.
Ian McKellen as Gandalf, Dominic Monaghan as Mary, Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn, Miranda Otto as Eowyn. She was Sue in Talk to Me, Marty Bell in The Thin Red Line. She was also Eowyn in the War of the Rohirrim, that one you were talking about.
Mhm. And she was Dr.
Represent.
Octavius' wife in Spider-Man 2.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
Oh yeah.
Craig Parker is Haldir. He was Sabas in Underworld. He was Tarion in Agents of Shield. He was the narrator for Power Rangers SPD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's kind of a drop-off.
and Power Rangers Ninja Storm.
Now
Uh,
forget Brad Dourif.
yeah, he was Billy Bibbit in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Peter DeVries in Dune.
Ate her.
Currently, he's Neil McKay in The Pit. Chucky.
Oh.
in the series. Also, it says WWE NXT and WWE Raw as Chucky.
He
Did
might. I
Chucky?
mean, yeah, he made an appearance because they were promoting the Chucky TV show.
That's
Yeah, I
fucking
was gonna
crazy.
say I remember that being a thing, but
I have no remembrance of that.
Because
But
Liv Morgan was a guest star.
that's probably before like I started jumping back into watching it.
so I didn't know this. According to the cat list, John Rhys Davies also was the voice of Treebeard.
Yeah.
I was gonna,
Yep.
I was gonna get to that, but I mean,
I
whatever.
could have guessed. I could have guessed that, but
Speaking of John Rhys Davies as Gimli, um, he was Dr. Hunter in 2 episodes of that Batman Unbridled audiobook that I was telling y'all about.
Professor Maximilian Arturo.
Yep. Yeah. That was my first like
Introduction to him.
yeah, that was my introduction to John Rhys Davies.
Yeah, same. Because like, I mean, yeah, I had grown up watching Indiana Jones, but like, you're not watching Indiana Jones for Sala.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's not where
He's
you
just
really
he's just in the
recognize him.
movie, yeah.
Yeah, that's not where you like recognize him and go, "Oh my God." But yeah, no, Sliders was where I came to know him, and which apparently was a sadly horrible time for John Rhys Davies. That was
Yeah,
a
that
very difficult
show
experience.
I watched that show recently, like a few months back, and boy,
Is Sliders about the little White Castle burgers?
no.
Yeah.
I
You've
grew up
never
in
seen Sliders, Nick?
I've never even heard of it.
So Sliders,
Really?
yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's Jerry O'Connell, and
Okay.
he's able to he creates portals into other dimensions. And so him and a group of people get sucked into one of these portals and they can't find their way home. So they keep using the little slider remote to go to
Oh.
different dimensions. And, they have all of like the dimensional tropes where, in one world, red lights mean green and shit like that.
Like it's almost like sci-fi Quantum Leap. I mean, Quantum Leap
Okay.
was sci-fi, but you like based it in history as opposed to like alternate realities.
It's
But
kind of
Yeah.
like that episode of Futurama with the mystery box.
Yeah,
Where
kind
they
of.
keep jumping into different boxes to different universes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
or the
Mhm.
episode of Family Guy where Brian and Stewie go to different universes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that those episodes like took inspiration from that probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I loved the shit out of Sliders when it was current. Like I loved the shit out of it.
Every week I was on that shit. I was on
Yeah.
Sliders' dick every fucking week.
Was it a show then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a
Mhm.
Fox
Oh,
show.
okay.
Yeah, after the first couple of seasons, like you could tell shit started going awry internally. Like the stories were all sorts of ridiculous and all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. They
But
started like you could tell they were running out of ideas and they were just fucking just throwing shit at the wall to see what stuck.
Okay.
A video
yeah,
about Sliders came up recently on my YouTube feed. I haven't watched it yet, but I saved it. That was a show I never really got into. I do remember it slightly, but I wouldn't mind going back and rewatching it. And
Dude,
I'm
watch
almost
it.
sure it'll get like a revival of some sort, like a
yeah.
sequel.
If I remember, sorry, Filmore, if I
No,
remember right, John Rhys Davies has done interviews where he's been like, "That was like straight up the worst thing I've ever experienced." Like that set, just like dealing with the producers and everything. Like it was just horrible.
That's
I mean
so funny.
with a new set of producers, you know how like certain series get like revivals years later, like
Mhm.
Twin Peaks or Dallas or
Yeah.
shows of that nature. Whatever they did a revival of Sliders is a sequel to the original, and they expand upon. I'm guessing that the original never got a definitive ending.
I don't think so.
So what if
Yeah, I don't
like
remember.
maybe the original characters did somehow make it their way home, or they're stuck in some universe? Then they introduce new characters, and I guess the new goal is to get the original characters home finally.
That would be rad. I would watch some shit out of that.
I mean, that's kind of what they did with the new version of Quantum Leap,
Yeah.
where the guy was gonna, go and try and get Sam Beckett back home and everything. Which I dug the new series. I watched like I think maybe half a season of it. Like I kind of dug it. I should get back into that. But anyway,
what they what they rebooted, and I did like it slipped like right under my fucking radar was Roswell. Do you remember Roswell?
I never
Oh,
really
yeah.
watched Roswell.
I fucking loved that fucking show, dude. That one, they had that one song, "Here with Me" by Dido. And I won't go, I won't sleep.
Yeah, I watched that show in high school. I remember watching, and like, weren't there Roswell books too?
I think so.
Yeah, I remember either watching or reading the books, but like I have like no memory of anything that happened from the show. Like,
Yeah, it's about
You turn into Gandalf. I have no memory of this place.
yeah, I have no memory of this show.
yeah, it's just a bunch of teenagers who are living their lives, and then three of them end up having to expose the fact that they're aliens. And all the topsy-turvy
Mhm.
things, like the government trying to figure them out and all that shit like happens.
Um,
It's very much a CW drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-Twilight.
Have y'all ever watched Resident Alien? I assume Nick has, haven't you?
I haven't.
It's on my watch list, but I haven't ever gotten around to it.
Yeah, I haven't.
But
It's so
it
fucking
looks
good.
really good. It looks really
It's
good.
so good. Alan Tudyk.
No, that's all you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, he's this alien that sort of crash lands on Earth. They're like a hostile alien race, but he's all alone. So he kills this dude, assumes his form, or maybe the dude already had like died from him crashing. I don't remember, but anyway, assumes his form, and he's like trying to pass as a human person when, yeah, he's got the form, but he has no understanding of human culture or how to even like move his body so it doesn't look awkward. Like it's fucking hilarious and it's amazing.
We're gonna have to check it out. So how do we feel about the Two Towers?
Meh. I'm kidding.
I think that this movie, out of the three, this movie is probably my favorite.
Where the battles really kick in.
Yeah, I mean it's the meat and potatoes of everything, It's like that nice fat middle section of everything.
What you mean, meat and potatoes?
Yeah, potatoes.
Potatoes.
Boil them, mash them,
put them in a stew.
Stick them in my ass.
you can't say no to that. Oh yes, we could.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum, Nick.
Not even you could say no to that. Yes, we could.
You don't want to yuck on your yum. I like that saying. Yeah, I agree. I think these movies were a little more palatable. Just because of the like actions, the action scenes, the fight scenes, and like all the cool epic shit. It wasn't as arduous of a watch for me as the other ones are. But yeah, I mean,
Well, none of them should be arduous.
I still couldn't care less.
Yeah, Eddie's our Cole of these episodes.
Yeah. Someone's got to fill in for him.
Someone's got to be the hater, right?
That is unnecessary hate, young man.
These movies are great. These movies fucking suck.
These movies are epic. How dare you? You watch your tone, okay? You've insulted thine honor out of man's satisfaction. Choose thy weapon.
You keep your forked tongue in your mouth, sir.
Stay thine hand.
Fuck these movies.
You bitch.
Lord of the Rings could eat my asshole raw.
Wow.
I love this. But I love this for y'all. I love this for all of y'all.
That's such an insult, though.
I
love that for you.
but I don't love this for me. I'm not having a good time, Cotton.
It's funny because you're the one that suggested we do these.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I did.
You invited me.
Hey,
He
man.
wanted to do this just to alienate our entire audience. However many 5 or 10 of them there may be.
All both of them.
Yeah.
Filmore included. So sorry, Filmore and Jake. If I
I'm
don't
going to record the next episode. I will not be a fan going forward.
I will fulfill my obligations there until. So tell me one of your guys' favorite parts of this movie.
Battle of Helm's Deep, honestly. Or no,
Which-
actually, go ahead, Nick.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I know I probably can't convince Eddie to watch War of the Rohirrim.
Not with
but
$1 million,
because
dog.
It's
Not
more Lord of the Rings, but it's anime style Lord of the Rings. I don't know if that does anything for you,
but that might.
but
I might could.
it actually leads to you learning how Helm's Deep got its name. So it's like it's 200 years before the Third Age, basically.
It's because they were helms deep in pussy. That's what it was.
And
I'm up to here with these fucking elf pussy up to your gills, bitch.
elf pussy up to your pointed ears. But yeah, Brian Cox is the voice of Hammerhand in that movie.
Oh, dope.
And he does a great job.
Brian Cox is dope.
Give me that. Ugh.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, for me, the parts that I love the part with Merry and Pippin and the Ents. I mean, that was a really cool thing to actually see, you know? But like, I guess for the psychology of it, I really liked seeing, just the relationship between Frodo and Sam and Smeagol, or Gollum. Just and Gollum fighting with himself to, like, no, they're good. They're like,
Yeah.
I can trust them, and then, oh fuck.
Yeah. I like that dynamic too. Like, that was a good like back and forth, because like you could see that like Frodo wants to believe his friend, but he also like wants to get there, or wants to keep staying the course.
Yeah, he's caught in the middle because the ring is affecting his way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know the backstory, what happened to Smeagol, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually the first scene in the next movie.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah, but like my favorite scene overall is where Smeagol is talking to Gollum. They're going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, not Master. Yes, Master. But Master's my friend. You don't have any friends. No one likes you. I'm not listening. No.
Yeah,
that elicited a big laugh in the theaters, I remember, because it was just a really funny comedic relief moment.
I kind of wish that we had gotten the Smeagol scene, his background or whatever, before we saw him fighting with himself, because I think that would have added like a much deeper context for people who aren't familiar with Lord of the Rings and how Smeagol turned into Gollum.
Yeah,
I think that would have been a little. I think that should have come before that, but
it explains
anyway.
it in the book pretty detailed. But again, that's the book,
right?
Yeah.
You're
I
not
know
gonna.
books, they're like structured differently, and it might have been the original plan to have that scene be in Two Towers, but then it was shifted to the beginning of the third movie.
True. Because it doesn't make it a difficult scene to grasp conceptually. It just adds so much more depth to it, knowing that he did this stuff that eventually turned him into Gollum, and like you can see in this scene like how he's still wrestling with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. The Two Towers book is mostly leading up to the Battle of Helm's Deep, but then they don't show Frodo and Sam in that book at all, and that's reserved for the third book.
I think so. It's been a long time since I've read the books. I'm actually um I'm listening to the audiobook of The Fellowship on Spotify, and it's read by Andy Serkis. So
oh
Oh, that's
really?
cool.
yeah,
Hell
but
yeah. Does he do voices, or does he do it pretty straight?
I mean, he kind of does voices for. I haven't gotten to um Gollum or anything like that, but like
Yeah.
he kind of does a little bit of voices here and there for like Bilbo, and not really a voice for Frodo, but
Yeah.
like he does kind of have voices for like um like the Proud Feet and like all the relatives that Bilbo can't
Right.
stand.
Sackville Baggins.
Yeah, the Sackville Bagginses. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've read all three books. That's kind of why I'm going through them again now. So I can't remember exactly in the Two Towers book, but
I owe it to myself to read those. If I consider myself a fan, I have to try to at least read them in my older age, because I tried when I was 18, but again, I don't think I appreciate it as much as I would today. Especially being an
yeah.
English major, reading all those books and I was forced to read in college.
Yeah, I read them in high school, not for a class or anything, just because like I knew that they were um making movies about them at some point. So I just started reading them, but it's been, since then. So it's
Yeah,
been about, 20 years or so. But
so much lore, so much backstory. Did you at all try to watch The Rings of Power?
I never got around to it, but I'm thinking that at this point I might have to.
I mean, I've
I
seen
heard it
this.
wasn't
It,
I heard mixed things about it though.
yeah, it's very mixed. Like I watched the first season, it took me a bit to really get into it. Then I tried watching the second season, only got to like the first episode, and I lost my Prime membership. So maybe one
Okay.
day I will try to watch all the episodes leading up to like season 3 or whatever. But it is kind of mixed because I think it takes place 1,000 years before Lord of the Rings, maybe, because it has
Yeah,
Galadriel, it has Elrond,
and
but it's
there's no source material to
So
go off of.
is this like when the rings came to be? Is that
yes,
what the series is? Okay.
yes.
Yeah. But he didn't write any books like that, so there's nothing for them
Yeah.
to really go off of. So they're just kind of, well, what should we
What do
have
we
happen here? Yeah.
Yeah, what do we think should be the
Yeah.
the backstory, the
But
origin story of the
it
rings?
it feels disjointed because Peter Jackson's not involved at all.
Yeah.
I get that. I think it's my favorite part in this movie. It's it's either the scene of Aragorn coming back into Helm's Deep, or coming back to Rohan after they thought he was dead. Which all of that, like him meeting the horse and the horse saving him, I think are all like extended. I have a list on my phone because we didn't really go through anything in the last episode, but I thought it'd be fun to mention what was added to the theatrical version. And those two scenes were,
Yeah.
I believe, part of it. But yeah, when he just opens the door, comes in all slow motion,
Mhm.
um, or they're when those guys and the riders of Rohan are going to meet the Warg riders, and
Yes.
Legolas is shooting, and then he grabs Gimli's horse and just does this like
Yes.
just this fucking.
Yeah. That
I
was
love
pretty
that
cool.
so much.
I
Like I
mean,
said, he's
that's Oh, sorry. I was gonna say that's the other like scene that I really loved was just that epic moment of Gandalf appearing over the hill, you know.
Yeah, and like Legolas, as I mentioned last week, the elves are the genetically enhanced beings of this world. You know, Legolas grabbing a horse the way he did, or sliding down the stairs, firing arrows.
On a
You know,
shield.
yes, just being a complete badass. You know, like there are a lot of badass moments in this movie. And Eddie, you've expressed your disdain for these movies, but you cannot deny the beginning of this movie is one of the most epic openings ever.
Sitting back there snacking ass, motherfucker.
I wouldn't say ever. I wouldn't say ever. You know what I mean? Like there's definitely better openings to other movies, but I don't take anything. And I said it in the last one. It's a me thing. I don't take anything away from these movies because these movies are visually stunning. These movies have great action sequences, and the relationship between the characters are all very well done.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why I don't like them, but it was pretty dope. That opening was pretty fucking dope. I'll tell you that.
I mean, it's edited differently than how it was in the Fellowship. Like for instance, in the Fellowship, Gandalf falls and Frodo goes, "No!" But in this version, it's like, "No!" Then he falls. And then he's falling, then
Yeah,
he grabs that sword and just
I hate how they do that because people do that in movies all the time. Like classic
Mhm.
example, Home Alone, when the uncle says, "Look what you did, you little jerk,"
mhm.
and then they later show
Yeah.
him
Then
remembering that, and he
it's
goes,
more
"Look
softer.
what you did, you little jerk." Like they
Yeah.
completely change the tone, the volume, the metering. Like they changed everything about it, like as if no one would fucking notice.
What?
Well,
No.
maybe it was because he was
That shit.
remembering and he didn't
Yeah.
remember exactly how he said it, you know?
Well,
I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
but even then,
That
like
shit drives me wild, though.
they couldn't have, yeah, like they couldn't have just cut that thing, put a dream sequence filter over it, and then
Yeah,
called it good.
I mean, it
like
kind of was because, like, again, like they were off to the side in like a little bubble the way he's remembering it.
yeah, but yeah, like
Um,
that kind of shit drives me wild, though.
Going back to that scene though, like, rewatching it in the Fellowship and then that little recap you get leading up to where we see what happened to Gandalf after he fell. I'm sitting here like Gandalf's hanging on, Aragorn stops them. I was like, could we not have just ran over there and like
Yeah, like, hey, let me
gotten
help you up.
Gandalf? Yeah, like he was hanging there for a while,
He
you
was
know?
there. He was there for a bit.
He was there
I
for a
mean,
minute or two.
I mean, they
and I
probably could
was,
have did that, but like it seemed like Gandalf that was his plan anyway. Like he's like, well,
yeah,
we're gonna
Yeah.
fall anyway, so let me take out the Balrog.
well, yeah, like it's like that meme where Gandalf tells everybody to run away so that he can fight the Balrog himself and level up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Be
he comes
reborn.
back with all this
Get all
loot.
the XP.
Get
Yeah,
all
all
the
the XP
XP, all the
from it.
loot.
But
Yes,
like,
and like
was it
when
just
he
me? Because I felt like, and I was a little high when I was watching it, but it it felt like the him falling slash fighting the Balrog sequence was twice as long as it originally was. Is that, am I being crazy? Was I just high,
I don't know.
or
uh
I
was that
don't.
I don't think so. I think it's about the same.
no? Okay, I was
I
probably
think you
high
were
then.
just
All right.
high.
I think
Okay.
you're just high.
'Cause, like, yeah, I
I was
watched
like,
the
this is going on forever.
like when I first watched the Fellowship, it was the extended version, but then the next month I saw Two Towers in theaters. So like I went into it and I remember those scenes being about the same length compared
Okay.
to when I saw the extended version of it.
Okay, cool.
But
I
yeah,
remember
he
waiting
definitely
in
leveled up.
I remember waiting in line for the Two Towers with my friends, and I just happened to have, I think I got it for Christmas the year prior, but I just happened to have like Lord of the Rings Monopoly. And
Oh,
I like
nice.
ran, I went home, grabbed because we were in line. There were still like 4 hours left to go, but
Yeah.
we wanted to get the best seats. Went home, grabbed it. Like we set it up. We're just sitting on the floor of the lobby of the movie theater, just like playing Monopoly.
That's crazy.
It was
That's
awesome.
hilarious.
How does that work though? Like that version of Monopoly.
It's they just replaced the big properties with stuff from the movie. I can't remember what's what. I probably still have it like in a closet somewhere, but
Like, what's the currency?
I think it's just I don't know, it might just be gold,
Mm.
but yeah, it's just Monopoly with, you know, tailored chance cards and community chest cards and
Yeah, just
properties
everything
and
is
that sort of thing.
Lord of the Rings themed.
So like instead of going to jail, you get something Mordor or something.
Those
Sent
might
to a dungeon.
yeah, I can't remember, but I have a memory of us like sitting on the floor of the old movie theater out in North Logan that's not no
Hmm.
longer a movie theater.
Yeah, Gandalf definitely leveled up because like that part when they're trying to take the spell off of King Theoden, and he's like, "You have no power here, Gandalf the Grey."
And then
They're
Gandalf
like,
flashed him.
"What?"
He was like, "Tell you what,
Yeah,
my
that
man
shit was
bush,
wild.
my." He was like, "My gray bush has something to say about that.
He
I guess
That's
it's a
fucking
white
another
bush now."
that's another one of my favorite scenes is prior to that when they're going in and they're disarming everybody and he's like, "Your staff." He's like, "Oh, you wouldn't take an old
Yeah.
man's walking stick, would you?" And they're like,
And the
"Okay." And
dude's like, "Well, I'm not going to be an asshole, I
He
guess."
looks at Aragorn and just winks. And then they keep
Yeah.
walking in. He's like, "I got this."
Yeah, that scene where he fucking unveils his shit and fucking he goes so over the top with it. Like he's just stop.
Well, they
Stop
wouldn't have let
it.
him in if he came
Yeah.
in just like
Well, no,
sporting
not
his
not
shit.
Gandalf, but like the whole
Oh
like
yeah.
yeah, that shit was wild to me.
I mean, it was similar to when he revealed himself to Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas in the forest.
Yeah.
They couldn't see who he was until Shine saw.
Well, and it's even funnier to me that not only did the dude, did Gandalf act like he was a frail old man who needed his walking stick, but it's even funnier after when you see Wormtongue say, "I told you to get his staff." Like, not just get their
Yeah.
weapons. I specifically told you to take his motherfucking staff, and that's the one goddamn thing you
The
didn't
one
take.
thing I told you motherfuckers to do.
You had one job.
One job.
tell
One.
tell y'all motherfuckers to do the one thing and y'all do the next.
I'm kind of surprised they went forward with the title because this is post 9/11.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The two towers.
Hmm
Well, they didn't call it the Twin Towers.
I mean, true, but it's kind of very similar.
It's just so nobody would forget.
Mhm.
Exactly. You don't want anybody forgetting.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't
Well, marketing. It's all a marketing ploy.
right.
But
You
I was,
never forget.
I think like going in and maybe even after seeing the movie, I was kind of confused what the title meant. But then watching it more, it's about the union between Sauron and Saruman.
Plot synopsis goes continuing the plot of the previous film, it intercuts three storylines. Frodo and Sam continue their journey toward Mordor to destroy the One Ring, now allied with Gollum, the ring's untrustworthy former bearer. Merry and Pippin escape their orc captors, meet Treebeard the Ent, and help to plan an attack on Isengard, the fortress of Sauron's vassal. The treacherous wizard
The treacherous Rizzler.
Treacherous lizard.
the treacherous wizard Saruman. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli come to the war-torn nation of Rohan and are reunited with the resurrected Gandalf before joining King Theoden to fight Saruman's army at the Battle of Helm's Deep. Yeah, man, this movie is definitely the better of the three as far as I remember for me. Um, Still fuck it though, but
fuck's sake.
I still couldn't give an unaccompanied fuck less, but
Unaccompanied fuck.
Young man, I will take you over my knee.
joke's on
Well,
you.
and
I'm into that shit.
Like, don't threaten me with a good time.
I love the fact that, Treebeard's just going to take them back and drop them off somewhere. And because the trees are like totally unbothered about, like, fuck you weirdos and your piddly little war bullshit. We're out. Like, I'm just going to go drop you off. It ain't our problem. Oh, look, it's our problem now.
Yeah, I think that was Pippin's plan.
Well, yeah, of course. It's just such a funny, and I'm sure completely intentional parallel to things going on in the world. It's not our problem. It's not our problem. They're hurting other people, not us. Oh, now they're hurting us. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, guess we.
The ants are going to war.
I couldn't have seen this coming.
Before we head on to the rest of the episode, since you're watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the little bell icon. We want to get into as many nerdy ears as possible, and that is the best and freest way to help us do that. We have merch. Redbubble.com/nerdcorp podcast. Get our sayings and logos on anything from shirts to mugs to, I was going to say t-shirts, like that was any different. Get our sayings and logos on anything from t-shirts to mugs to shower curtains to pillows to whatever your little heart desires.
Lampshades, fridge lights.
If you still wear masks, they have them.
Retainers. Get it on a retainer too. And
do you remember when me and you had a jewel wrap?
Yeah, we had the jewel wrap for the Nerd Corporation. That shit was hard as fuck, dude.
Yeah, it was, man.
That shit went hard as hell. Like, yeah, dude, get whatever you want and show it to us. Remember projector slides? The ones you just put in those old ass projectors. Fucking, we got those too. Fucking, come talk to us. We've partnered with Dubby. Use our promo code NERDCORP at dubby.gg and get 10% off anything site-wide, or so I've heard. Dubby is great. It gives you the energy that you need. It doesn't give you the jitters. You don't crash out on it. We stand by it. I mean, fucking do dick dingers of Dubby. If you love us and want to support what we do, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/nerdcorp podcast. We want to have the best loot, give you the best giveaways, and give you the best nerdy experience. And that is the best way to help us do that. So, for the rest of the episode, we're going to be going over extended scenes that weren't in the theatrical version. And then after that, we're going to run into a little bit of trivia. So, Nick, take it away.
So, and this is all literally just copied from the little AI thing when you Google, like, I Googled, like, what was extended, and it's like, here's the AI overview, which was all I needed. So, this is just copied and pasted. So, the extended edition of Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, adds about 44 minutes of additional footage, including new scenes, extended scenes, and minor alterations to existing scenes. Some key extended or added scenes includes Frodo and Sam using the elven rope, scenes with Treebeard and the Ents, the funeral of Theodred, and more about Saruman's preparations for the siege of Rohan. So yeah, the elven rope that they used to climb down the cliff,
right.
That definitely wasn't in the movie. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, this thing comes undone in a hurry, and he just pulls on it. Excuse me. There are more scenes added focusing on the Ents. That scene where Treebeard sings a song about the lost Entwives, and Merry and Pippin discover that Ent draft might make them taller. So that scene where they wake up and Pippin's just like drinking,
chugging that shit. Yeah.
You're trolling me. I've always been trolling you.
You're what? 3'6", 3'7"? Everyone knows I'm 39. Then we have, the funeral of Theodred, the king's son who died in the massacre, um, with King Theoden leading the mourning and Eowyn singing a tribute. Which, by the way, I just want to add, I had the biggest goddamn crush on Eowyn when I saw this movie. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that all came flooding back, dude. Like, Eowyn, you can get it
Any day of the week,
any
but
day of
only
the
if
week.
she wants to, because we at the Nerd Corporation are pro
Pro
consent.
Consent.
Pro consent.
The extended edition also shows a more detailed look at Saruman's plans for the siege of Rohan, including the burning of Fangorn Forest and the recruitment of the Dunland people. So when he's like trying to rile up those villagers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then leading up to going back to the massacre at the Fords of Isen, that shows Eomer's discovery of Theodred's fate at the Fords of Isen. Other scenes include Aragorn meeting Brago, Grima describing the Ring of Barahir to Saruman, so that Saruman like actually knows, who Aragorn is. Some other ones that I noticed were at the after they topple Isengard and Merry and Pippin find the food storage area, and they're just like getting high and eating all that food. And I don't remember if this was extended or not, and Filmore might have to correct me, but when Eowyn's talking to Aragorn and she finds out that he's 87 years old.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
the extended version.
Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely know that was not in the theatrical.
Yeah, some of the scenes I was watching, I was like, it's been so long since I've seen this movie. I'm like, is that added or is that? I don't remember. But yeah, that was a cool little scene because like y'all just thought Aragorn was a normal man, but no, he is almost 90 years old.
Yeah, despite that, he's still immortal, and it's still a big point of contention between him and Elrond about dating his daughter.
Yep.
Because she's gonna outlive him.
Yeah, you see a lot of that too in this extended
You're an
version.
old bitch.
You're an old bitch.
Aunt Linda.
You're a bitch.
He might have Tourette's. We're looking into
And
Uh,
now it's time to do a little bit of trivia. If you're new to the episode, we go on IMDb and just read off a bunch of fun facts and trivia to, in case you didn't know. They couldn't recruit enough men in the 6-foot height area to play Uruk-hai, so men from 5 foot high were cast as well. They were affectionately nicknamed the Uruk Low.
did you notice that has 9 downvotes there?
Yeah,
there are a couple. There are a couple mad short kings out there.
Yeah.
all 9 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, the Uruk Low. That's so funny.
I mean, that's a quality pun. That's
a good joke,
really
dude.
good.
Yeah.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, let's not go with the short man slander. Come on now.
Hey, I'm short too.
Yeah,
I'm very
Jared-
short.
No,
so-
I'll respect short people.
I think Nick's the tall one. Nick and Cole are the tall ones.
On the wall of Helm's Deep during the battle, a one-eyed warrior turns to the camera, revealing his scarred, empty socket. The performer who played him showed up as an extra wearing an eye patch. Director Sir Peter Jackson politely asked to see what was under the patch, then inquired if the gentleman would be interested in appearing in the movie Sans Eye Patch. The gentleman was reluctant at first and quite self-conscious, but afterward said the experience had made him more comfortable with his condition.
Oh yeah.
Peter Jackson was like, "Ew, gross. You want to be in the movie?"
You're perfect.
That's fucking disgusting. Oh my god, can I film it? Like
So that was an actual dude missing an eye. That's cool.
That's pretty rad.
Really funny.
Now,
I love when they do that shit.
Feel free to say no, sir, but
But
if I pay you some more money, can I stick my dick in it?
Gross.
The filming of Helm's Deep sequences was, it doesn't make sense word wise. The filming of Helm's Deep sequences were so grueling and went on for so many months that Jackson gave all the extras a free T-shirt to commemorate the experience. It's like the equivalent of a pizza party at work.
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
Really?
That makes sense though, because it's not they said was because they're saying the filming of those sequences was. So since it's the filming they're talking about, the was is
Okay.
correct.
Yeah, well, were sounded better.
Just saying.
Sounded better to me, but
I mean, it makes
there's so
sense
much.
because the plural is right there next to it.
Yeah.
So
there were so many extras that they would often recognize each other.
That one's not.
Yeah. Recognize each other's extras.
I don't think each is supposed to be in there. Each other. I think they were supposed to say would often recognize the other extras in New Zealand's main cities by wearing shirts. I don't know.
Well,
I don't think other extras. Yeah, I don't think other extras is supposed to be in there. They would often recognize each other in New Zealand's main cities by wearing this.
It's like they wanted to say one or the other and said both.
Yeah.
let's see. Well, there were so many extras that they would often recognize each other in New Zealand's main cities by wearing the shirts. On the front of the shirt was a statement, "I survived Helm's Deep," with the letter M struck out, indicating hell of the experience. Two versions existed. One was in black with red pointing on the back that read Lord of the Rings Uruk-hai Battalion. The other was in blue with silver printing on the back that read the Lord of the Rings Elf Regiment. I want one of those fucking
That's
shirts so bad.
dope.
Just imagine seeing each other in public. Dude!
I wouldn't have even worn them. I mean, I would straight out of just
Archer number 4. What's up, man?
I would have like put that in a frame and just never touched it again, you know?
Yeah, because I bet that bitch is worth money now.
For real. Okay. Where is my pointer? Oh, my mouse is dead. Yeah, it's dead. Okay, well, Sean Bean had finished shooting his scenes and had returned to England when he was asked to return to New Zealand and film an elaborate flashback scene. Unfortunately, this scene did not make it into the theatrical cut of the movie, although it is included in the extended edition.
That's right.
Like,
I forgot to mention that part.
How pissed would you fucking be? I came all the way back here to do this shit, and you didn't even put my scene in the fucking movie?
Right.
Not only that, but the flight from England to New Zealand has to be grueling.
Oh, yeah.
That's like literally across the world.
I mean, there's that, and there's also the fact that, we'll get into it. Christopher Lee is not in the theatrical version of Return of the King, and he's very upset at Peter Jackson for that. Like, his death scene is spoken about in the theatrical version, but it's actually shown in the extended version.
That's crazy. About 200 to 300 horses were used in the trilogy because most of the scenes involving horses are intense battle scenes where horses could likely be harmed. A horse and rider were fitted with the same type of suit that Andy Serkis wore for his role, and were filmed in the studio doing typical quote battle things like galloping and rearing up so the footage could be inserted digitally into the battle scenes. In that way, no horses were hurt.
It'd be
Yeah,
funny
Three
if the
people
director was
downvoted
like,
that.
And I was just going to say 3 people disliked that.
like, I want the horses to be harmed.
No, it is one thing that I don't like seeing in media is horses being hurt in any capacity. Like, horses are probably my second favorite animals next to cheetahs.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's just, don't hurt the horse, man. Like, no, the horse.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, playing Last of Us, and first it's Callus in the first game, then there's Shimmer in the second game. Like, come on, man.
Mhm. Well, and that's kind of funny. Like, I wonder if the director was like, I don't know, do battle things, whatever.
Yeah.
Just hashtag just battle things.
Just battle things. Hashtag
You were
battle things.
probably Fillmore. You were probably destroyed when you played Red Dead 2. Then
I haven't played it yet. Not yet.
Oh,
I know. It's a big point of contention with my
ooh.
coworkers at work. You haven't played Red Dead 2 yet? Like, I've been waiting on a PS5 version.
Excuse
I
the
know.
fuck out
I-
of me.
Yeah,
it's not
I
going to
know.
happen.
No, I've been hearing rumors that it is going to happen, and I know if I were to sit down and play the PS4 versions when they announced the PS5 version, like, you sons of bitches, like,
That's what happened to me with Rebirth, dude. I bought Rebirth and then started playing it, and then like, oh, they're doing a PC version. God damn it.
well, that was expected. I mean, what I didn't expect was a PS5 Pro version.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. I swear I'm gonna get to it. As a game that's on my list of things to play. I want to play that. You know, I wish I played it along with you guys when you did a review for it. You know, because I was missing out on all the references like lumbago and things of that nature.
That's crazy. Because we spoiled the shit out of that game.
But I don't mind being spoiled because I know that it's gonna be a while before I get to it. Cause I'll forget everything that was mentioned, at least most of it. But yeah, for sure, I want to play that game eventually. I want to sit down and get immersed in it because I enjoyed the first game, and I know this is a prequel to the first game, so I might do both of them back to back.
That'd be
There
cool.
you go.
That'd be
But
cool.
I was holding out for a PS5 version, but I may not be able to hold out for that much longer.
Yeah, definitely.
Viggo Mortensen broke 2 toes while kicking the steel helmet by the Orc Pyre, and that take is the one that appears in the final cut. Director Sir Peter Jackson said that he was really impressed with the shout of pain Aragorn cried out for the fate of the 2 hobbits, realizing only later that it was real pain for his toes. He was also impressed by the fact that Mortensen continued acting even while so seriously injured. Mortensen later remarked that the only reason it was even mentioned on the DVD release was because he was an actor and that the stunt crew were injured far worse and pushed through it. That's a G right there.
You're right.
Yeah.
Total gangster.
The battle for Helm's Deep, or the battle at Helm's Deep, was edited down from 20 hours of footage shot over a 4-month period with the rain machine battering down on the cast.
That's fucking wild.
20 hours.
I mean,
That's like a lengthy video game for us.
Yeah, for real.
honestly, how about that battle? That we can't say enough about that battle, but that battle was epic. Arrows, swords, limbs being chopped up, and people screaming like this.
Yeah, dude, the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
And it was from an orc falling to, or an
Yeah.
falling too. It was so good.
It's like 2 or 3 in the next movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy Serkis was pitched the role of Gollum by his agent, who rang him up and asked him if he wanted to do 3 weeks voiceover work in New Zealand. However, director Sir Peter Jackson was so blown away by Serkis's audition that he decided to have him perform the movements for Gollum as well. Because he's Andy Serkis. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene where he's like flopping around in the river fighting for the fish, like he was actually doing that in like cold weather too.
Now, my question is, was that his first motion capture performance?
No, I think King Kong was.
No,
yeah,
King
I was
Kong
going to
was
say
after
it
it.
all.
King Kong was 2005. Oh yeah, that's right, 2005.
Yeah.
I kind of doubt it. I feel like he's done that before.
Because I don't think it was prominent in Hollywood at that time. It's something that caught on eventually. As they started doing it in video games also. Because I know he's been heavily sword.
Yeah, it might be his first deal.
Yeah, he did.
Like mocap anyway, you know what I mean? Like, not his first like acting credit, but
right.
Mocap maybe. Andy Serkis drank bottles and bottles of quote Gollum juice. That's nasty.
That is nasty.
A mixture of honey, lemon, and ginger to keep his throat lubricated for his intense vocal performance.
You gotta keep it lubricated.
Doesn't sound nasty when you read the ingredients.
Right. But if
the
you're watching,
range.
but if you're watching a different movie, you know,
Yeah, if you download the wrong Lord of the Rings, that lubrication looks a lot different.
dude, 7 people downvoted that.
Who are these clowns that are downvoting trivia?
Like, they don't fucking want Andy Serkis to fucking. I'd fuck that motherfucker's throat, dog.
Like,
I want it to hurt.
I don't understand why people are downvoting anything.
They have no life, you know. It's like
I guess.
they don't enjoy things.
Who's mad?
They're nihilists.
O's mad, yeah.
These men are nihilists, Donnie.
These men are nice.
They believe in nothing. What happened to that segment? Are you guys so? Now a segment of Ho's mad. Ho's mad.
I know we only did it like twice and then never fucking did it again.
Well, yeah, and I would really like to bring back the L of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nerdcorp L of the week.
Exactly.
Who's mad? Who's mad? Who's mad? Who's mad?
We could change it to Cole Mad. Cole Mad.
Andy Serkis said he based Gollum's desperation and cravings on the withdrawals of a heroin addict.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was clear to the writers from the beginning that the entire final sequence of the novel The Two Towers, Frodo and Sam's encounter with Shelob, would have to be part of the third movie, not this one. Also, the confrontation with the defeated Saruman at Isengard was deemed to be too anticlimactic and was therefore moved to the third movie as well. This tactical move meant that the battle for Helm's Deep became this movie's natural climax, intercut with scenes from the concurrent battles of Isengard and Osgiliath. The former is mentioned in the book, but only retrospectively described by Merry and Pippin. The latter never happens in the book, as Frodo and Sam are never brought to Osgiliath.
Damn.
Interesting. So that was all manufactured, the Osgiliath part.
That's cool.
Apparently not to one person who downvoted
Yeah, what
that.
person didn't like that?
They
Not
should have
one
kept.
bit.
They should have put it. They should have just kept going with what the book does.
They're not even showing the downvotes in my version. Or the upvotes.
Yeah.
They're just, you know.
I tried to downvote one of them to see if it would like update and you guys would see like another downvote appear. But
Hey,
you have to
9.
like sign it. You have to like sign in and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I have that.
Yeah, no, fuck that. When Frodo and Sam are in Osgiliath, Sam says, by rights, we shouldn't even be here. This was a nod to the deviation the screenplay had taken from the book's storyline, since, as we just mentioned, they never went to Osgiliath. So that's kind of funny.
That's really funny.
I mean, that line always stuck out to me. Like, what does he mean? What does he mean by rights? We shouldn't even be here. Just that
I just
we
took it
shouldn't
as
have been
like
captured, or
like, you know, this isn't part of the plan. We shouldn't be here. We should be taking the ring still, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
That's how I figured it. That's really clever though. I like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
The 10,000 Uruk-hai battle chants for the Helm's Deep battle sequence were provided by a stadium of 25,000 cricket fans who chanted the war chants. Derb gu nash gzshu, derb gu dashu, spelled out on the Diamond Vision screen with Sir Peter Jackson leading the crowd.
Dude, imagine like being a part of that crowd and be like, yeah, I'm in there. That's me.
That's my voice. I always talk about that. Like when I'm watching movies with people and like an extra stands out, and I'm like, look at that guy. He could be like, yeah, I was in Spider-Man, dude. I was in the subway. Like,
yeah.
You can see me right there.
When Grima Wormtongue sees Saruman's army of 10,000, he is so shocked that a tear falls from one of his eyes. This wasn't in the script. It's something that Brad Dourif can do at will, and he and the filmmakers decided it would work well for the scene.
That's rad as fuck.
Yeah,
that is rad
cry
as
on
fuck.
demand.
That's talent. That's talent.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that
I mean,
littering native dude could do that.
I don't know about you guys.
He might have genuinely been upset though.
I don't know about you guys, but he gives me serious Emperor Palpatine vibes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. When it's funny because like every time I see him on screen, I just think of Tommy Wiseau.
Oh,
Like what could have been?
I saw him in person at a LA Comic-Con one year.
No way.
Yes, of like that's the dude from The Room, which I've never seen. I've never actually sat down and watched the movie. I've just
Dude.
seen clips, and I heard it's so terrible.
It's you have to watch it. Like it's so bad, it's good. Like you have to watch it.
All right, I'll watch that, then I'll watch The Disaster Artist.
John Rhys Davies, who played Gimli, had lost the tip of his left middle finger in a farm accident when he was younger, so special prosthetic fingertips were made from a cast of his right middle finger. During shooting, he decided to pull a prank on director Sir Peter Jackson. He cut the tip off the prosthetic finger and filled it with fake blood, then went up to Jackson and said, "Boss, I had an accident."
That's so fucked up. But amazing.
I mean, I hear that his time filming the movies weren't the most pleasant, only because the makeup used to hold the beard in place irritated
Oh
his
yeah.
skin. And I think he had to be
Yeah,
on his knees
I
a lot
remember
too.
hearing that. Okay, so in the cave where Faramir lifts the ring from under Frodo's shirt, David Wenham was afraid of accidentally stabbing Elijah Wood, so a swordsman was called on to do the scene.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean,
The one downvote. Why couldn't he do it
Yeah.
himself?
Yeah.
I want that bitch
Elijah Wood to be
stabbed.
stabbed.
He's been stabbed enough in these movies.
Dude,
I mean, he's wearing mithril. He'll be fine.
the one that was it Filmore that or was it Eddie that read the eye socket one?
That was me.
Fillmore. Yeah.
14 downvotes.
That's crazy. Fucking yuck. I thought it was CGI.
Right? I want fake eyes gone from sockets, not real ones.
That's
God.
nasty. I don't want to have to think about that.
I don't like body horror in my fantasy movies.
Right?
I only want full two-eyed people in my movies. How dare you?
In the scene where Aragorn is washed up on the shore of the river that he fell in when the warg dragged him off the cliff and Arwen comes to him in a dream to revive him, the dialogue was originally in English, but Liv Tyler was entranced by the Elvish language, and since both characters and cast members knew how to speak it, she talked Sir Peter Jackson into letting them translate the script for that scene. Everyone agreed that it turned out much better that way than the way it had been originally planned.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's part of the.
and then Liv Tyler directed the rest of the movie.
Right? And then Peter Jackson went home.
I mean, it really adds to the identity of these movies, like the Elvish language.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not just spoken by those two; it's also spoken by Legolas from time to time to Aragorn, like when in Fangorn Forest.
Yeah. Then look,
and that scene where
three downvotes.
That scene where he's horse whispering Brago and Eowyn was like talking to him, and he's like, "I was raised in Rivendell." I think that was an extended scene too.
And like him and Legolas are best friends, yet Legolas is like hundreds of years older than him.
Right.
Yeah.
They must have really had a bond growing up. As the orcs have black blood, it was only natural that the inside of their mouths should not be pink, but black as well. To achieve this, the orc actors had to swill a licorice-based mouthwash prior to each of their scenes.
That's
8 downvotes I agree with.
Yeah, right.
You know, if I was signed in, I would downvote that right now.
Yeah, dude. Fucking yuck.
Black licorice is the devil.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Should have been Twizzlers or something.
Right.
Except for when you're a younger lad partying every weekend and friends bring Jaeger to parties.
Oh,
See,
dude.
that's
And
when
you
you
can
do
stomach
Jaeger
it.
bombs. That's when you can do Jaeger bombs. I will not take a Jaeger shot, but I'll do a Jaeger bomb.
I won't eat black licorice, but I used to just like
Dude, I used to
Jaeger was one
pound.
of the
I was the same way. No, I was the same way. Black
yeah.
licorice could eat a dick, but I was fucking pounding Jaeger, dog.
I would not pound Jaeger at all.
Stuff
Like
was
that's fucking disgusting.
that was
Well, dude,
lethal.
I was taking them bitches back. No, I fucking. But if I could do a Jaeger bomb, I would definitely do one. But
I mean, because I don't know if you remember, Eddie, but like I would at least have a Red Bull with me, and
yeah, mhm.
I'd do a shot of Jaeger and then chase it. So I'd like make my own Jaeger bomb
Yeah,
in
I
my
remember.
mouth,
I remember in my
in
In
my
my
mouth.
mouth.
in my face hole.
In my mouth.
Eddie, what was that
Um,
that Apu said? A Mounds bar is not a sprinkle. A Twizzlers is not a sprinkle. A Jolly Rancher is not a sprinkle.
Yeah.
the Dead Marshes were actually a water-filled parking lot, the same one that had doubled for outside the Mines of Moria in The Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring from 2001. Passengers and passing trains on the adjacent railway lines were able to see Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, and Andy Serkis performing on set.
That's pretty cool. Could you imagine?
That is funny.
Like not knowing because nobody knew what it would have been, So you just walked
Yeah.
up and we're
No.
just like, oh shit.
I mean,
The
unless
fuck?
you were
What's
a
this?
big
What's this
fan already,
marshland doing here?
unless you're a big fan already, and you were just like, we're just going somewhere, and you just kind of did the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we haven't done this one. The location for Edoras was in the midst of a national park. The Conservation Society of New Zealand gave them permission to film there on the proviso that they left it in exactly the same condition that they found it. This meant lifting most of the natural vegetation and grasses up and storing them in a purpose-built nursery, as filming the location would have lasted approximately 16 months.
Holy
So
shit.
yeah, they had to store that shit and then put it back.
Those scenes with Edoras, they filmed that for over a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
John Rhys Davies also provided the voice for Treebeard. It wasn't achieved by electronic distortion, but by making the actor speak in his naturally booming voice at the lowest pitch possible through a wooden megaphone. That's pretty rad.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I don't know about
Seven
you guys.
downloads.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I can fall asleep to that voice.
Yeah. 7 downvotes, though.
Why did he have to use a megaphone? I hate megaphones.
I hate deep voices. I don't have a deep voice, so I'm downvoting his deep voice.
Fuck John Rhys Davies. Downvote.
Don't insult the nicest man that ever acted.
Right?
When Miranda Alto arrived on set, she was introduced first to the people she'd be working with the most. When she met Viggo Mortensen, she commented about her character falling in love with his. It's going to be so easy to fall in love with this man. Quote.
Yeah, dude, she
barely got on set and she's already, not being professional.
She wanted that.
Somebody needs to talk to HR.
Women.
Women be shopping. Am I right?
You can't stop the woman from shopping.
Oh no. No. She got more extensions than AT&T.
Fucking love the Nutty Professor.
Bernard Hill would spend up to 9 hours in makeup to become the aged King Theoden. He wore contact lenses to give his eyes the milky look that very old people can have, but it wasn't sufficiently successful, so his eyes were later tinkered with digitally.
Damn, imagine having to wear contacts and that shit still don't work.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what they mean, because the way it is in the movie, I feel like was a little more than what it should have been. So, like, I wonder if it was successful. They just wanted it to be like crazy, glaring white. But
The 9
whatever.
Or
hours.
like it wasn't white enough.
Right.
Yeah.
The 9
White
hours
is
in the
right.
chair.
Yeah. Wasn't white enough. Title of Donald Trump's next book.
The scene with the Urukai before the battle for Helm's Deep starts, where they stomp their spears into the ground. I don't know if that stomp would be the word I would use for that, but where they stomp their spears into the ground was inspired by the same act the stuntmen would do between takes to pass time. After seeing it, Peter Jackson liked it and put it in the movie.
The scene where Gandalf calls for his horse and Shadowfax comes galloping across the fields and straight up to his master was achieved on the first take.
That's amazing.
People are very upset about that. 8
Yeah.
downvotes. 8
I wanted
downvotes.
3 takes.
Or
Fuck
like,
Shadowfax.
why
Why?
would you name a white horse Shadowfax? It's not dark.
Maybe they should have named it Alternative Facts.
Show me the horse facts.
Exactly.
When you're buying a new horse, show me the horse facts.
Show me the hoof facts.
Has horse been in any accidents?
Clean title.
In the wide shots of Legolas, Aragorn, and Gimli running after the orcs, all 3 performers are running injured. Orlando Bloom had a couple of broken ribs from a fall off a horse. Viggo Mortensen had 2 broken toes from kicking the helmet in the orc's funeral pyre scene. Brett Beatty, Gimli's stunt double, had a knee injury. Sir Peter Jackson said that all 3 were very dedicated and continued to film the scene, often yelling "ouch" or "ow" after cut was called.
Oh,
Cut. Oh, fuck.
oh God.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking great.
The main door of Helm's Deep was built so heavy and so well that the real battering ram that was built to knock down the gates failed to do so until the door was weakened. Someone had built the door a little bit too well, and director Sir Peter Jackson can be heard on the extended edition DVD commenting that if they had to defend a castle, he would want the WETA workshop guys to build the door.
Hell yeah.
Speaking
Nice.
of that scene when they blew up the
gate,
Yeah,
like that little grate thing.
yeah. So like Legolas is a sharpshooter. We know this has been established, but he had one job to take down that orc with the torch. He told them ahead of time, aim for the neck and under arm. That's where they're weakest.
Mhm.
And he did not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he
Like
did not.
he landed on the chest, and the Urukai, took it and just blew himself up.
What a
I
fucking
think he
idiot.
was probably trying to take him down like in a big hurry.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really, I don't know.
Kill him, Legolas!
But yeah, that
Kill
scene where
him.
you just see the orc just jump into the sewer and it just explodes.
Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan spent so much time up the tree for Treebeard during the making of this movie that they spent their time between takes writing a screenplay.
Yeah.
Additionally, it was so difficult to get up and down from their perches that they were left there during breaks while the rest of the crew went off to eat, though someone was kind enough to pass food up to them. So I don't know if those 7 downvotes are like, fuck people writing screenplays, fuck Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan specifically, fuck them not being able to get down for eating. I don't know what they were mad at. But
Fuck lunch.
mad.
Like, I don't know.
You weren't hired to write screenplays. You were hired to act.
Hose mad.
When his tooth snapped during Helm's Deep filming, Viggo Mortensen was driven to Sir Peter Jackson's dentist in Wellington. He thought he was still wearing his costume and covered in black orc blood, which he declined to have cleaned off as it would be troublesome for continuity. He was back on set half an hour after the dentist finished with him.
Everybody loves dentists, I guess.
So he just showed up, just covered in shit. Like, I need my tooth fixed.
Could you please? Well, that concludes our episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell us what you think in the comments. Tell us what we can improve. Tell us how to make your nerdy experience better by interacting with us. As always,
or just suck up to us and tell us how great we are.
yeah, that works too. We like that. Might send you a sticker for that one. You know.
Ooh.
As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Blue Sky and Instagram at Nerdcore Podcast.
Or you can find us on TikTok at Nerdcore Podcast.
And since you're watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the little bell icon. We want to get into as many nerdy ears as possible, and that is the best and freest way you help us do that. If you love us and want to support what we do, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/nerdcourtpodcast. We want to have the best loot, give you the best giveaways, and give you the best nerdy experience, and that is the best way to help us do that. So from all of us here and not here at the Nerd Corporation, we thank you. We love you. Keep it nerdy, y'all.
Bye.
Peace out.